All right, ladies and gents, we're back. Double Bogey Show, episode 171, I want to say.
Correct.
They piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now.
We are Jakeless. We are Trevorless. We are Jaredless.
Yeah.
We are Noah full, though. Noah, second or third time on the pod.
Second time.
Welcome back, sir.
Do you have 18 birdies?
I do, yeah.
How many followers do you have?
I probably have under 10, I'd say.
Oof. Woof.
Okay,
dude.
what's your 18 birdies? Do you know your name? What your username is?
I don't.
Okay, well,
I'm not plugged in like you guys.
Well,
so.
nobody can beat. Okay, did you see Jared's chirp from the other day?
No.
Nobody can beat Jared on 18 birdies,
No.
not even me. When it comes to content,
Yeah.
he showed me. He said Jared said he was workshopping. He was workshopping this chirp for days in advance.
Oh.
And I have to pull it up. I have to pull it up to show you guys. So keep talking, Tyler.
Okay. Simulator League technically starts this week. But Jared and I played last week because I'm going to be gone next week. So we're trying to get ahead. I love Jared to death, man. He's got a long way to come if we're going to reach my New Year's resolution.
How'd it go?
Not great. So the first game we played was just best ball. So we had to play our own balls the whole time. And Jared, when he hits the ball right, which is every golfer in the world, if he hits the ball right, it goes and it's fine. But Jared he misses the ball a lot.
Okay.
And when I say miss the ball,
Like fully miss.
doesn't completely whiff, but there's a lot of like, he touched the ball so lightly that it just kind of like popped right up, came back down.
Sure, yeah.
The poor guy, I actually felt bad for him because I had to convince him to get into it. And he's like, how long will it take? I was like, it'll be like 30 minutes every time. It's only 9 holes. It's half the games are alternating shot or scramble. So it'll be quick. And he ended up taking on 9 holes, probably around 130 swings.
No shit.
That's including like his actual score. So I know how many strokes his actual score was.
They just didn't read it.
And then there was a whole bunch that he hit him and it wouldn't read. So like his problem too is he's using my clubs and I'm about 4 inches taller than Jared. And we just couldn't find the right length for him either. And then we figured it out. Just give Jared an 8-iron and he'll hit it 110 yards straight as an arrow every time.
Sure, you just got to find the club.
We got it. Yep. So I think that was a little bit encouraging, but you could tell Jared was bummed. His hands were hurting by the end. And it's like, fuck, dude, I wanted you to enjoy this a lot. And so next time my plan is to just get fucked up. And then I think Jared will have a good time. Jared likes to drink and so do I. So I have a feeling that if I get him drunk, he'll have way more fun in Sim League.
For sure. Well, I mean, I think that goes with any golf too.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jared's latest chirp on 18 birdies. Golf simulators are not accurate at all. There's no course marshal yelling at me for throwing up at the tee box. I can't be beat.
No, he can't.
And this is the type of guy who's played one simulator round in probably the last 6 months.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think he played golf like twice in the last 3-4 years.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and then, okay, so the final score popped up because I was eating lunch over in that area. And it said 99. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, Jared. You broke 100. And then I had brought that up a day or two later. And someone was like, well, yeah, it's only 9 holes.
Yeah.
So, but now we have a benchmark. Now Jared has a benchmark 99 through 9.
Yep.
So if next time it's a 95 through 9, we're making strides.
Exactly.
And also the course we're playing, it's like there's a lot of elevation, there's a lot of junk, trees and brush and whatever else.
And it was a commissioner error for sure. The course we played is called the Sanctuary on GS Pro. And it is a high elevation course with lots of drivable par 4s because of the elevation.
Yep.
So it's a 400-yard par 4, right? But you're way the fuck up there, so it makes it like a 300-yard par 4.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this will be fun for everybody, right? We'll be driving greens. Everyone will be doing well. But the problem is if you don't hit it 100 yards off the tee, you're on the side of a fucking mountain.
Yeah.
And that was the problem. Jared would dribble it off the tee. He'd hit a bad tee shot, and then he'd be stuck on the side of the mountain.
Yep.
Trying to hit through bushes and shit.
Yeah, you got to get some air under it for sure.
Yeah. So that was for sure a commissioner mistake by me to start there. Next week we'll be playing Minot Air Force Base.
Oh, great course.
Wide open.
Great simulator course.
It's just your classic public course that I would, because I'm going to imagine that there'll be a couple other people in the league this year that will have the same struggles Jared did.
Yep.
Week 1. So I'm going to try to make it a little bit better for him week 2.
Yeah. I did play a practice round at Sanctuary.
Yep.
On Friday. First round in the sim, 3-4 months. 71.
Nice. Very nice.
It felt good.
Yeah.
But it always feels better when I take a break like that. So for me, it's like, what is the balance between still getting good practice in and getting confident in my game, but also not playing too much to where I like start getting burnt out or start getting in my own head and shit like that. It's a fine balance I have not found yet. Because well, every 3 to 4 months, if I just golf once every 3 to 4 months, then things will go. They'll probably go better than normal. Yeah, I just can't do that though. It's not how my brain works.
Yeah, and you're wired weird, and it'll only be 9 holes though, so I think that'll help with the burnout.
Definitely,
you could do 18 on your own and then 9 for the league. And I think
just like
27 holes isn't going to burn you out.
Just in general though, like just golfing in general, even outside in the summertime. Do I just not practice during the week?
I mean, it works for me. My mental capacity on the course is pretty good. I did burn out last year though, but it was because of the Pine to Palm. I blame the Pine to Palm for all my golf problems.
That was kind of the pinnacle for me as well. There was a couple days there where I didn't want to go back. But I also didn't want to get banned again.
Right. You should have, though. It would have been hilarious if you got banned back-to-back appearances.
I think if you go 2 in a row, it's probably lifetime.
A permanent ban. Then you would have you'd be like, I really want to go back, but I can't.
Yeah. No, one thing I like about that though is you're introducing new people into the game. Yep. Someone like Jared who, he lacks confidence and stuff he's not good at.
Yep.
But when it comes to golf, he's willing, especially with someone like you, he's willing to get out there and try it and do all that. Be a part of the 5-week simulator league or 6-week, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I feel like there are a lot of people out there that would think the opposite. They're like, as hardos, we don't want new people like Jared coming into our sport and slowing down pace of play and taking up tee times, which I think is a complete wrong way to look at it.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about this today. It's been on the internet now for about 6 months. It's kind of become a rallying cry for the hardos. Every other sport in the world, they all say, let's grow the game, right?
Yep. Live. That's everybody who defects to live is like, it's this is the next move into growing the game.
Yep. Yeah. And like all youth sports, like all intention of youth sports is to grow that specific sport, right? And for some reason, the golf world has decided their rallying call, and it's a certain sect of the golf world, their rallying cry is to shrink the game. And the whole concept of shrink the game really, really bothers me. I get where they're coming from. They don't want hooligans on the course, wrecking shit, taking up all the tee times, slowing things down. I understand that. I get it. It is frustrating when you see a jackwagon driving over a fucking pin on the green. That's not okay.
And I think that is such a small, like the only reason, so clips like that of people like destroying shit on the course, it's great for views.
Yep.
It's great for clicks. That's why it's posted so much. But if you were to compile all those together and then compare that to like the amount of golfers there are and the rounds of golf that are being played every year, it's such a small percentage of people who are actually doing that. It's just, that's what does the best on the internet. So that's why you think it's more prominent.
Right.
Than it is.
Yeah. Like I'm completely speculating here, but I would say it is less than 1% of all golfers doing that kind of dumb shit. But because it's a visible 1% that's posting it on the internet and is making a big hoopla about it, that's why you see it. And that's why you think it's happening more than it really is.
And I mean, there are meme pages dedicated towards posting that type of stuff.
Right. Yeah. There are legitimate golf pages. Like I think Scumbag Golf, they put it in their name.
Yeah.
Like they're just going out there being fucking scumbags. And that's why this shrink the game rallying cry came out. And the main reason it bothers me is like, if there's a sport that you love, why would you keep it to yourself?
For sure.
Like the shrink the game people really do love golf. I don't think they dislike the sport in any way. They're just selfish. They want to keep it to themselves. They don't want anyone else to enjoy their time. And they just are only focused on them, which that's just not okay. Like it's a sport that you love, so you should want to share it so other people can enjoy it. And then it continues to be a sport. If you shrink the game, eventually it's just going to be 65-year-old crabby white dudes, and the sport is going to fucking die.
Oh, and that's what it was. I can probably say 50 years ago.
Yeah.
40, 50, 60 years ago. It was just rich, crabby white dudes that were they were the only people able to go and golf.
Right. I just don't think that in what world should we be gatekeeping golf?
Well, it's
trying to gatekeep a whole sport is kind of crazy.
It's insane. Like, who are you to say that someone can't play a sport that they like? Like, for me, it is therapeutic. I fucking love golf, and I probably don't fit their bill. I don't wear a polo shirt every time I go on the course. I play 2 balls sometimes. Like, it just don't understand the whole shrink the game notion. It's so counterintuitive. Like, you want golf to go back to being this classy sport, and people respect the course. Well, you don't do that by just eliminating people from the sport. You bring in the right people. You tell the dickhead that's snapping the flag to never come back. But then you also tell that kid that's slowing down pace of play, hey man, you're going to get better. This game is really fun. So then that kid will respect the game, and that kid will continue to golf, and that kid will respect the sport. And then you have the sport has a legacy to continue, and it doesn't go back to being this exclusive dickhead sport that's snobby and irresponsible. So
I think it comes from like the expansion of the sport a little bit. Like you guys were saying, like it used to be just like 65-year-old, older guys. And I feel like in the past few years, I don't know if it's just because of like golf content or whatnot, but it's getting younger and younger.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, you get jackasses on the course that don't respect the game. And, there's not really much you can do about that. And, yeah.
Right. The only legitimate argument I think the shrink the game people have is the lack of tee times. And we talked about this before. We just need more golf courses. We need more areas to golf, more options to golf. We need to grow the game. Growing the game will increase the tee time shortage and drive the price down.
Yeah.
Like, people are complaining that they can't get a tee time, or they have to book 3 weeks in advance, and the price is super high right now. If we just had more options to golf and we grow the game, it becomes less congested, and then everyone can enjoy the game more.
Yeah.
So I think honestly, growing the game is the option. Get more courses.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and if you grow the game, then these cities are forced to build more courses.
Right.
And the tee times are obviously going to increase with that being said. I can relate it a lot to lifting weights. Because I've seen that's like that. I guess you could call it a sport, you could call it a hobby, whatever. But there are, I would say gym hardos are to another level than golf hardos. It's pretty similar, but I would say gym hardos are even more hard about this sport.
Yeah. I hate this word. I think it's way overused, but the golf hardos and the gym hardos, they're creating a toxic culture
For sure.
that makes it so people don't want to join the sport or get into something, which I just fucking hate it.
Well, and it's so when someone who's been going to the gym for 10 plus years sees someone who is, just starting out lifting weights, or it's their first time on the squat rack, or, number one, they just don't know there is etiquette that goes into it. You have to be respectful of the people around you. So, doing curls on the squat rack is a good example. These newbies to the sport, if you want to call it that, they don't know that yet. So instead of whipping out your phone and taking a video and posting online of like
look at this fucking asshole,
look at this dumbass squatting or doing curls in the squat rack. It's like, that's going to deter people from wanting to come back to the gym, but you just want them to go sit on their ass and play video games for 8 hours a day.
Right. Use the gym analogy. The same people that are judging people for using the equipment wrong are also judging people for sitting on their asses at home.
Right.
So it's like, where do you find Where's the balance? And it's the same thing with golf. Like the old asshole that's pissed at the kid because he parked his cart too close to the green. Maybe he doesn't know. How about you talk to him, be like, hey man, you're really not supposed to park your cart that close to the green. And then that kid will never do it again.
Correct.
If it's the right kind of kid and it's not a shithead, like I said, which I think is a very small amount of people, it just educate instead of exclude.
Have you guys seen Joey Swole on Instagram?
That's the
Twitter,
exact, that's the exact guy that I was thinking of when
he goes through, reacts to people who record other people in the gym, making fun of them, and just kind of calls them out on their shit and tells them that's not okay.
Yeah.
They're a beginner. He's
one of the most well-known like bodybuilders, weightlifters in the space.
You guys should be the Joey Swole of the golf world.
Yeah.
What it's like you need
someone's got to call him out on just making fun of someone who just lacks knowledge.
Okay, so that's step number one, is to inform.
Yeah,
inform and educate
people.
Because I get it, like going to it's intimidating, right? Going to a golf course for the first time. Odds are you're probably going to go with someone that knows the sport and has been there many times, whatever.
Yep.
And you're kind of relying on that one to inform and educate you on what to do and what not to do. But not everybody has someone who is experienced in, going to a golf course and knowing what to do. So it's like, what if that person wants to just go out by themselves? Or let's say a husband wants to go out with their wife to just like try a new sport. And hey, maybe let's shake things up in our marriage or our dating life a little bit. And let's go try something new. Let's go be outside. But then you have fucking Rick, who just got brand new blades. He gets brand new blades every 2 years. And he's wearing like the sharpest outfit that probably costs $300 and the newest golf shoes. And fucking Rick over here is like, well, are you going to let us play through? Why are you parking your cart so close to the green? If you're going to take 10 shots in the fairway, why not just pick it up and go to the next hole? It's like, okay, Rick, how the fuck do you want me to know what to do on the golf course if you're such a seasoned veteran and you're not going to inform and educate me on how to properly do this?
Yeah, I think it's the whole gatekeeping of like, who are you? What gives you the right to ruin someone else's time that's trying to learn the game? I guarantee you, all of these people that want to shrink the game, when they started, they sucked.
Yeah, or
they slowed the game down,
or
they didn't follow all the rules. They didn't know exactly what was going on. And they continued to golf because no one was a dick to them.
Or how about let's do something like this. Like at every golf course, they have like a first time player program to where if you've never played golf before, or you played one or two times 10 years ago when you were a kid, and you don't have anyone to go out with that's going to be able to teach you the proper etiquette of the sport. I mean, there's etiquette in every sport. How about like someone from the clubhouse is just designated towards those first time player programs to where they go out and don't golf. They just watch and observe and inform and educate these people on, hey, it's not cart path only, but once we get within 30 yards of the green, let's just go to the closest spot that is still, in good walking distance from the green, but also like still close enough to the next tee box to where we can keep things efficient here.
Yep. I'm with that. And I know they do intro to golf type courses at places. They don't do this watch and observe thing that you're talking about.
Sure.
But they do like teach them the basics on like how to swing, basically,
I don't know if anyone wants
how to keep score, that type of shit.
I don't know, like people probably don't want to lessen their first time out though. They just want to go out and experience it for themselves, and maybe they just learn by doing. So,
well, I think that's the most norm, is people just go out and learn by doing. That's I would say the standard.
Yep.
But something like this wouldn't be bad. Like think about all the other shit that there are first time classes for.
Yeah.
Like I know it doesn't relate.
No, I know exactly where you're going, and it does.
There's fucking pottery classes where you can go learn how to do pottery. Like,
I was thinking like first time parent courses.
There's first time parent courses. Yeah. You don't need to go to all those guys. Go to CPR.
Go to CPR.
That's the big one. Go to CPR. Otherwise, they teach you before they let you leave the hospital how to change a diaper and swallow a kid.
Yeah. So So what do we do?
I don't know. I just wanted to get out there that I just couldn't disagree more with the whole shrink the game thing. And it's really frustrating and honestly disheartening because I love this sport. And I think a lot of the shrink the game people love this sport too, but they're going about changing it in the wrong way. Like if you don't want the people out there playing really slow and dicking around on the course, educate. Or rather just have you go up to them and have a conversation, be like, hey, you got to put the pin back in when you're done, man. Yeah. Like not a big deal this time. Just letting you know, like, hey, I forget too, but I always set my club on it so I don't forget the pin and I don't forget my club. Just be a normal guy. Like shrinking the game is just so ignorant in my opinion, because this is something you love and something that you care about. You should want to share it. You should want to grow it. I think that's what it should be for anything you love and care about. You want it to grow and you want it to prosper and you want it to become something bigger and better. And it's just so close-minded to want to just keep it all for yourself.
Yeah.
And just have it be in your own perfect little world. And it really frustrates me. And honestly, when I see those types of people, again, even in our comments, sometimes it pisses me off.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm just trying to digest the whole thing. I'm trying to think of like what's the right solution, because there is a solution.
Yeah, and I don't know what the right solution is. I think it's just a change of mindset.
Well, number one, I think there's country clubs for a reason.
Yeah. If you want to shrink the game, go buy a club membership.
And yes, I understand there are also memberships at public courses. And there are a lot of hardos at public courses that should probably just go to the country club.
Yep.
And where they can play with people who know pace of play, people who, you've paid your dues in advance. So if you skip a hole during a round at the country club, it's okay. You pretty much, you don't have free reign, but you can kind of,
you have more freedom. You're paying for the freedom to do whatever.
Yeah. And you're paying a premium as well. So,
and honestly, here's another thing too, to shrinking the game. I mean, these people are getting pissed off. You know, that person you're getting pissed off paid the exact same green fee that you did. 100%. So what gives you the right to be a dickhead about it? They pay the same amount as you. They have just as much right to be on the course as you do.
100%.
All right. I just wanted to start off angry today.
That one's for the hardos.
Yeah.
And the best way to describe the golf hardo is someone who they think they want to make it known that they know more about golf and equipment and just the play in general than other people, which, okay, sweet. Even if I've only played 10 times, like I still know my way around the course. You don't have to make yourself superior to me because you know more about it.
Right. Well, and we've never been afraid to admit we're like not calling you out, but I'm calling you out. Like last week you had to ask about what clubbing up meant. And
just a clarification of like, is clubbing up going up or down? Is clubbing up going up or down in number of club?
Right. Which
is it distance or is it number that's going up?
That's a fine question.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
That's what I thought.
Because I feel like people could be thinking either way and just it's unspoken.
But if we talked about posting that as a clip,
right?
And I was like, no, the golf hardos will rip 100%. Ryan apart.
That's fine. Let him come after me.
I know, but that's the problem is the fuckheads on the internet that think they know everything about golf, instead of educating you and being like, oh yeah, I get how that's, instead of doing what Noah just did, they'd have been, look at this fucking idiot. How does he have a golf podcast? Keep him off the course. And I hate that so much because it was a genuine question that now you know it, you'll know it forever. You'll never have to ask that question yourself again.
I actually already kind of forgot if it's number or distance.
It's distance.
Okay.
So if you want to club up from a 9, you go to an 8.
Gotcha. I mean, it's a valid question.
News to me. So,
but I also kind of like that I don't know stuff like that, because it just tells me that there's so much more to learn about the game.
Yep.
You're never going to stop. You're never going to stop learning.
Yeah. I'm with you. I had to finally say something because I've been seeing it for months and months now. And just when it started, I was a little bit confused on what the real message was. I didn't know if it was a live versus PGA situation. I didn't know what was really happening with it. But now I've seen it on our posts many times. I've seen it all over the golf world. And it's a bullshit rallying cry. And if you yell shrink the game, you don't really love golf. You just love yourself.
I mean, you remember one of our best clips ever of me at the Pine to Palm when I duffed a chip.
Yep.
And then I completely missed the ball. Didn't know the rule. Oh, okay. How often? I'm okay. I've played a lot of golf. How often do I address a ball and completely miss it?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the first time. I'll be honest. It's probably the first time ever in the last 10 years that's ever happened. So why the hell would I know the rule on that?
Right.
It's never happened before.
And if it happened when we were playing a Saturday round, I'd been like, yeah, whatever, it's fine.
Well, then it's like,
You don't count it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
oh, talk about deceleration on the like,
Right.
okay, who gives a shit?
Did you see him chip it in at the end, or did you just go straight to the comments after he missed one so you can prove your superiority and make your small, meaningless life have some meaning for just a tiny little bit? Do you get off on talking shit to Ryan because he missed a chip? Well, watch the whole fucking video because it went in, and that's the real point.
Yeah. And I probably decelerated on the one that I chipped in on. Sam, you remember Sam Bennett at the Masters?
Yep.
Amateur. He was like in like second place.
Mm-hmm.
Finished 20th, I think. He said, because people will kind of tear apart his swing a little bit. He's got a kind of an unconventional swing, and he's like, well, it's called golf. It's not called golf swing. So who gives a fuck what my golf swing looks like?
Good.
Who cares if I decelerate and I chip in from 10 yards, short side? Great. Apparently the deceleration worked for me. And I'm sorry I don't have an Instagram worthy swing like they take at Top Golf. That's, the ball, like when it's dark out, the ball goes into the lights and it looks like it's going 300 yards with the most beautiful swing. But actually it's only going fucking 220 because you suck and you just want to make yourself look good on camera. I don't really care if I look good on camera. Really what I care about is having fun with my buddies and being able to grow the game for people like the diehards in our messages in our comment section who are like, dude, how relatable is this clip right here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, there is, and I do think the assholes in the comments again are like the 1% of people actually being shitheads in the course. There's not as many of them as it seems. Those are the ones that are just quick to comment.
The shitheads are louder than the people that it relates to.
Definitely.
As well.
They're
So that definitely stands out.
The vocal minority. But I guess the message I want to get across to our listeners, and I don't really think if you're one of those people and you listen, I don't think you'd be listening to this podcast in the first place. So the people that do listen, if you deal with it, just remember that this person, their highlight of their day, their week, their year is the golf course. And they got a lot worse life than you. If they're upset about that shit, you won. Like, you just be the bigger person. Don't let it get to your head. Like, keep golfing. There's going to be way more people that are excited that you're learning how to play golf than there are grumpy that you're learning how to play golf.
Agreed.
So don't let it intimidate you.
And just remember, Rick, once you reach fucking 50, 60 years old and you're only hitting it 150 yards down the fairway off the tee,
You better quit golf then. Shrink the game.
If I'm behind you and I know you as a person and I know what type, and I know you're one of the keyboard warriors in the comment section, I'm going to be right up your ass. Well, fucking A, Rick, why can't you hit it farther? You're really slowing down pace of play when you have to take 4 strokes to get on the green.
Yeah. Yep. Guys.
And I've never, I actually get uncomfortable because I have my main golfing buddy. He's done this before, but I don't like to interact with other people on the golf course because I think they've done something wrong or like, they hit into us or whatever. He might say something to them. I'm not about that.
I will sometimes. Like if somebody does something blatantly not okay, I'll say something. Like if we're 180 yards in front of them and they hit a shot over our heads into our group,
that's
then
different.
Don't do that.
I think I've been lucky enough to not encounter many of those situations, but
those are the type of people that the shrink the game people hate, which those ones are warranted.
Yeah.
Now I'm on your side.
And I don't know where I was going with that, but I just want to get out and have fun with my buddies. And if I decelerate on a chip, I really don't care. You know why? Because that swing's probably not even being recorded. And I probably can't even look back to say, oh, I decelerated. It's all about the outcome.
Yep.
It's the outcome of the shot, of the putt, of the drive, whatever.
Yeah, man. I just hate how intimidating golf has become. Should be something fun for everyone.
This happened last night. So my wife and I, we've been playing pickleball, and pickleball is a growing sport. And last night, we were at a friend's house, and they were telling us how they've been playing tennis a little bit. And I'm like, I could have just kept the pickleball thing to myself. Like, oh, okay, well, if we get more people into pickleball, then our court time isn't going to be available, and like there's going to be more people at we have 4 courts by our house. How are we going to get out and play? Or I could have been like, dude, if you're having fun with tennis, you have to try pickleball.
Yep.
You like playing ping pong? You like playing tennis? Great. Pickleball, meet me in the middle. You're going to love it.
Honestly, pickleball is a great example right now of how the shrink the game people should be acting. I have played pickleball, I don't know, 10 times in my life. And 5 of those times it's just you show up to the local court, and every single time I've showed up, there's been like an old couple or some random people there that just love that someone new showed up to come play.
100%.
Like I went with Becca on our little mini honeymoon thing just in town. We didn't go anywhere. We stayed in DL. And these 2 little old ladies played with us for an hour and a half, taught me all the rules because we were playing by ourselves, just ping pong rules because I don't know the rules of pickleball. They taught us all the rules. They played with us. We switched teams a bunch of times, and they had a blast. And they were like, oh yeah, we come here and we have a running thing going, but we didn't need to do it today. They just took their whole thing off to teach us, and they loved every second of it, and so did we. And I think that a lot more people would get into golf and golf the right way if there's old dudes at the course that were acting like those 2 old ladies were at the pickleball court.
Yeah. Yep. Don't be a douchebag.
Don't be a douchebag, dude.
And the only time I will get chippy on the course is if you're being a douchebag.
Yep.
And if you look like a douchebag. I mean, I can see and sniff them out from a mile away. Yeah, I like to wear.
I was just going to say.
I like to wear a nice polo and nice pair of shorts and nice golf shoes of the course. But my hat's also going to be backwards. And I'm going to have a T sticking out of my hat. And I'll probably have a beer in my left hand and my club in my right hand.
I was going to say something when you were doing describing the person and he said $300 outfit. And I was like, Ryan, I know for a fact you have a $300 golf.
No shot.
Yeah, we do. It's been we didn't pay for it.
Exactly.
But we for sure have them.
Exactly. We didn't pay for it.
Yeah, but we've got them. But how Joe Blow that sees you wearing that outfit isn't going to know you didn't pay for it.
Untucked polo, backwards hat, T sticking out.
You better turn that hat around or we'll kick you off this golf course.
No.
Did you ever hear that story?
No.
We were golfing Green Bay Country Club. And we fished 9 holes, and the marshal came out to Ryan and told me how to turn his hat on forwards.
Were his teeth gritted like that? Like just now? You better turn it.
He was kind of nice about it.
He was like a middleman about it. You could tell that somebody told him to go tell Ryan to turn it around.
And that person sucks.
Yes. And he's like, hey, man, I hate to do this to you, but course policy says you got to turn your hat around. And you could tell he didn't want to do it. But then Ryan's like, fuck that guy, dude.
I played with a group. Got paired with 2 old guys, and one of them told me to put my hat on forwards, and also yelled at me for walking in his line when I wasn't wearing spikes. And like that was when I was newer to the game as well. So we're speaking, I mean, he was the jackass, the guy, the shrink the game kind of guy. And I didn't know that. And yeah, the backwards hat thing threw me for a whirl. Cause it's my first time in years on the course.
And the walking in the line thing, that is a perfect example. How are you supposed to know that if you're new to golf?
And
you're not.
He was not very nice about it.
How was he a decent player?
No. And
So
he was coaching me the whole time. I mean, he's like, I'm swinging and he's telling me it's because you're not, you're lined up like this in your stance. The ball's here in your stance. And I'm like, I'm out here to have fun with one of my buddies. We just happen to get paired with you.
Yeah.
And I've improved a lot since then, and I understand a lot more about golf. But
how did you feel at the end of the round? Did you want to go back?
It was my worst round I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
Everything was going wrong because they were pissing me off so much. It ruined the round. And we played 18 with them. We hoped they'd peel off at 9. And that was, I think, my first time playing a full 18. Because I played when I was younger. This was probably 3 or 4 years ago. I played when I was younger and, played the quick 9, never 18 because you're 12 years old and you don't want to play 18. But absolutely the worst round I've ever played in my life and ruined by that one guy. So I'm so weary about like when we sign up for tee times, I try to get 3 or 4 guys because it just
For
sucks
sure.
when you get paired with one of them. When they're behind you, tough. When you're paired with them, even worse.
Yeah.
I will say that 85% of my interactions when getting paired with a random are usually very positive.
Right.
But that 15% that isn't, I can remember a hell of a lot more of those guys than I can the 85% that were great.
Dude, I mean, the bachelor party round in Arizona, we played with Kat Adams.
Yeah. She was fantastic.
She was like professional tennis player, president of the
U.S. tennis team.
Yeah, U.S. whatever the acronym is. She was great, and she had played so much golf in her life, and we a couple years, right, consistently. But we need more people like that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I think, like I said, I do think it is a smaller population than what is presented on the internet.
I would love to get someone on the pod that would think the other way.
Yeah. Duke it out. I don't know if I could stay calm.
Well, I mean, we would have to. We'd have to have a moderator.
You take my mic away and I'll produce.
Yeah.
I would love to just dig into their brain to figure out what they're thinking when they say they are in favor of shrinking the game.
Yeah, I can honestly say I don't think I know anybody personally except for I forget his name, Ken from the Pine to Palm losers bracket.
And he sucked. He was in the losers bracket.
Hated him.
Not that you sucked, Tyler.
I sucked.
You're
Ryan. We don't need to sugar.
You're just less experienced.
Yeah.
He's 80 some years old. Shouldn't he have been playing? I mean, he's probably been playing golf for 30, 40 years.
Yeah. Yep. He let me know several times how long he's been playing golf.
I hope no one gets discouraged by that type of person.
Yeah, I think, again, the whole message is don't get discouraged by that type of person. And remember, we're being super negative right now, but as a whole, most people are not like this, but you will run into them at some point in your golf career. And I just want you to don't let it ruin it for you. Just know that the majority of people aren't like that, and don't let the one bad experience deter you from the game, because the game is awesome and you can play it forever. It'll be something you cherish, and that hopefully you don't turn into one of the shrink the game people you can pass on to other people trying to get into the game.
Well said.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, Jim. So what if your grandson wants to go out and golf? And what if your grandson's 12, 13, 14 years old, maybe never picked a club up before, but you want to go spend quality time with him. Let's say I'm the golf hardo. You want me behind you, just right up your ass.
Yep.
Making comments that you can, indirectly hear from out in front of me of like, what are these two doing? Can this kid get off the course? Blah, blah, blah. You gonna like that?
I actually ran into that this summer. It was a dad teaching his kid, first round of golf ever. And we were paired with them, and he was like, you guys can play through. You don't have to sit through this. And we're like, we'll sit through for a couple of holes. Like, that's fine. And because we couldn't play through at the time. And we sat, watched him, encouraged the kid.
Right.
Because you could tell he hits the ball, rolls 20 yards on the ground, and he's shoulders down. You could tell that maybe dad really wanted him to be there. But
and then he hits one good shot. You guys freak out and get excited, and then he's hooked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see just the excitement off of one shot. You guys feel that. Every time. I'm done with this game.
Yep.
One good shot, you're like,
yep, I'm back.
Schedule another time.
Yeah. I think we should take a break and then absolutely flip the script and talk about some happy shit. So we're not just we're becoming the grow the game grumpy guys.
I mean, it's not even being grumpy, though.
I know. I was for sure being grumpy.
Just speaking the truth.
Yep. The truth.
It's not grumpy. It's more so passion, I would say.
Yeah, we're very passionate.
Passion.
We're back.
All right, Tyler.
Got my tea time sitch figured out in AZ.
How'd you know I was going to ask that?
Because we talked about it in the break.
I didn't say I was going to lead in with it though.
No, I can read your mind. We've been doing this a while. 171 weeks, actually.
That's a lot of weeks.
It's a lot of weeks.
That's over 2 years.
It is.
Okay.
Sick of me yet?
Not yet. No, it's only,
Nice.
once a week for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Then we don't have to talk to each other the rest of the week.
And we just go our separate ways. What do we got? What's the layout look like?
I went 3-3-3 back to back to back.
With a single?
Yep. Rolling the dice, baby.
God, I hope that works out for you guys.
Whoever we get paired with, I'm just going to make them listen to the first segment of this episode before we tee off.
Just have it playing on your Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah. Like, God, this guy sounds just like me. What's going on?
Yeah. Imagine
he makes a good point there. Maybe you should chill out.
Yeah. Imagine if they took every like low handicapper and made them sit down in the clubhouse for like an informational video on how not to be a douchebag on the course. Maybe that's what we should be doing. Instead of informing and educating the people who don't golf as much, maybe we inform and educate the hardos on how not to be a douchebag.
I think that would go over really well.
And then
I think telling the person like, hey, you look like a douchebag, so you're gonna have to do our class first.
Well, maybe it'll just make them a better person.
Yeah. No, Trevor walks in and be like, that mustache, man. You're gonna have to take our class before you tee off. I think let
him sit through the pain and misery of knowing that, hey, I may be the douche.
Like a pre-round inspection.
Yeah.
Where it's just like look you up and down, ask him a few questions.
And it's actual video footage of each person in the room.
I think that would be such a funny behind the scenes like YouTube video.
It'd be great, yeah.
Of like letting a course lets you use their clubhouse for the day and you check people in and be like, you kind of look like a douchebag, so I'm gonna need you to go sit over there for your tee time.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's just a new policy that we just people that look like douchebags. It's just a quick class on how not to be one. No big deal. Free of charge. Absolutely free. Covered by us.
That's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to skip through any of it though.
Push your tee time back.
It comes with a gift bag of a couple chill pills that you can take before your round. So you just knock it the fuck off.
Yeah. Comes with a free dime bag. So you can relax a little bit when you hit that first tee.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a really funny video.
That would be good.
Just watch some old dude spasm. What do you mean, douchebag?
I don't even know what douchebag means. All right, so we're going 3-3-3 in AZ. You got rental. You call, see if they have enough rentals.
No.
Okay, so we're rolling the dice on that one too.
Rolling the dice there.
When are you leaving?
Saturday morning.
What's the weather looking like?
Haven't checked.
You got the wind figured out as to how you're going to play your shots?
I'll just get out there and do the old finger lick.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, I still haven't figured out teams. So we'll figure that out day of.
Team? Well, it's 3-3-3.
Yeah, well, we don't know who's playing with who.
Oh, gotcha.
Because we're going to have to probably pick like the three. I'm going to jump on the bullet just to ride with the rando. If we get paired with the rando, which I assume we will.
Yeah, naturally.
I'll jump on that grenade. So then my dad will probably also have to do that. And then the third grenade to be jumped on, someone's just going to have to volunteer.
Yeah. I mean, you could have went let's see, there's 9 total.
We could have gone 4-4-1.
Yeah.
We could have gone 4-3-2, which is weird. Or you could have gone 3-3-3 and keep it even.
Okay. That's fair. All right. Well, I'm excited for you.
I did ask if we could do 5-4. And they said no.
Damn it.
Because I guess a bunch of the public courses are owned by this company called Arcus or Arcis or something, and they have very strict pace of play policies.
Sure. They need to watch the video.
Hardos.
Yeah.
Do that to the clubhouse. Like, actually, here's this pamphlet on how not to be a douche.
Yeah, it could just be a quick pamphlet too. Or it could just be, on like if you're riding in a cart, it usually has like that square like plastic insert deal at the top of it.
Or a screen,
Yeah. So I mean, it's like either you put the menu up of the restaurant at the golf course or you put up how to not be a douchebag. Tips 1 through 10.
I love this bit. I just keep thinking in my head how people would react to being told that they look like a douchebag.
I know it wouldn't go over well, but it also doesn't go over well when you're acting like that.
True.
So, okay, we're done talking about that. What I want to talk about is, I would love to hear the conversations of these golf club companies behind the scenes when another company releases a new driver or a new putter or whatever, because it seems that every company is releasing their new driver at the same time right now. And it's like, who can be first to market? Who can grab the sale before a consumer like us sees another new driver coming out and wants to buy that or whatever it may be?
Well, like it's dominoes, right? The first one falls and the rest are just bang, 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 bang. Like how many new drivers came out right now recently? Like 5?
Callaway, TaylorMade, I believe is in the works or has came out. PXG, Ping, and I want to say there's like 1 or 2 more.
Yeah. So, and there'll be more by the end of this week.
So, like, yeah. My question is, how far? So it only takes from the release of this year's driver, it takes essentially 1 year for engineering and manufacturing and all that to take place for next year's driver.
Yep.
So, or like how far in advance, I'm wondering, are they working on these new clubs?
Well, we kind of got a little inside information when we were working with PXG. They kind of talked to us about the ball specifically.
Yeah.
And they started working on developing that ball before they ever started working on clubs. So if it's anything like that, then years. So like they've been working on that ball for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
So if the clubs are anything like that, like it had to have been at least 3 years before they rolled out their first set of irons, right?
Yeah.
And the second you release a set, you're already working on the next set.
Right.
And what's going to be the new big thing. And they're on the Gen 6s. So I would guess probably at least 2 years on this latest driver.
Yeah. And
Don't you think? Or do you think they just literally resets every calendar year? They're like, all right, new driver's out. Start from scratch. Let's build a new one.
And it's like in January every year.
Yeah.
So the question still stands, and I think about this often. Like, what does the 2030 driver look like? What does the 2035 and 2040 driver look like?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think it's gonna look very different.
So, but I feel like that. Let's take Callaway for instance. Like they came out with the, what were their clubs last year?
Dude,
The Paradigms.
The Paradigms,
yes.
yeah.
Yep, those.
And now the AI Smoke Paradigm Edition, this year's driver, it just looks cool.
It's called AI Smoke.
AI Smoke, yeah. Now it looks cooler. So is technology, like they'll obviously say the technology is better, but is technology the same? And they're just beefing up how it looks.
I gotta Google this to see if it truly does look cooler, because some of the new shit they put on drivers I think looks dumb as hell.
So you guys have played video games at one point in your life, right?
Actively.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So the video game companies that release yearly, it's kind of the same thing. I feel like you can relate drivers to the game Madden.
Yeah.
Where you do not need to buy the game every year. You can buy the game every 3 years because it's reskinned, but 3 to 5 years, there's gonna be enough changes that's gonna make it worth it.
Where it feels like a new game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, shout out to the people who are buying all new stuff.
Absolutely.
Because we're keeping the secondhand shelves stocked.
Hell yeah.
It's great, right? So people see these new drivers like, oh, I gotta re-up and get the new $500 driver or whatever. And that's what I love about PXG is like their last year's model of like their irons or their drivers, they discount them heavily.
Big time.
So it's like I can essentially just get, almost a little less technology, if you will,
right?
For a way better price. And that's where we're shopping.
Honestly, that does look cool, but nothing changed except the decal. The AI Smoke thing.
How much cooler can this look?
Like it does look cool, but nothing at all changed from the regular Paradigm as far as the look, other than that smoke decal, which is sick. I'll give them that. The smoke decal is cool.
And I think,
the adding shot, I think the stealth looks ridiculous. I think the stealth looks stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It just looks dumb. Like that little fucking flange sticking out of it looks stupid.
But that's what gets people though.
Yeah. I don't think we need that.
It's like putting a spoiler on a Subaru WRX.
I also think that when they Nike try to do the square drivers, those look stupid. Just give me a fucking club at the end of a stick.
So I think in the next 10 to 20 years, and it could be sooner, it could be later, I don't know. I think driver technology will be at a point to where it will accommodate real time to what your swing is. So whether that is the shaft tightening up or whether that is the club head will rotate or it will open. Like if you have a closed swing, like swinging off closed club face, you're swinging off to the left for a righty. Like that club face is going to open a little bit and do whatever it needs to do for you to hit straighter shots.
So you're onto it. Like I'm sure they would love to do that, but that's illegal. USGA has a lot of limits on tech you can have in your club. I bet you they could do that already.
So where does the tech go?
Right.
Where do we go in 10 to 20 years?
There are like gimmick drivers that have open faces so that like a spoiler almost that is supposed to aerodynamically straighten out your club as it's coming down.
Why do we not have one of those?
Because USGA, it's banned. You can't use it.
But if they sell them,
like the hammer,
we do not play by USGA rules.
Right. We can use them, but they're all.
Now I've swung with the hammer driver.
The hammer is like it's hammer doesn't do that, but it's like a similar face, that's like open and it's got the weird deal. Like they have these open channels in the driver that are supposed to allow airflow to straighten your club. They exist.
I may have to look into one of those.
So you're right. Like they can, I'm pretty positive they could do all that stuff already, but it's banned. It's like they banned the chest putter because it was a pendulum and not a swing. And USGA is dumb, dude. They're rolling our fucking balls back.
Fun haters.
Well, I mean, just hearing that it's banned makes me want one even more.
Right, like they invented balls that have 22 shells that go a mile without a swing.
I have 3 sleeves of them, which we have to hit one here soon.
We should hit it in the sim.
But that's what I'm wondering. Like, will it put a hole into the canvas or will we all go deaf afterwards? I don't know.
I mean, a lot of those things are potential hazards. Yes.
We could just step outside.
That we could do that too. Stick a tee in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. I definitely think if the USJ loosens its banned club list,
like why can't we have professional equipment and non-professional equipment?
So here's the thing too. Like you also have to. You can't put trampolines in basketball so they can jump higher and.
I get that.
You can't have a club that does the swing for you. That defeats the entire purpose of working on your swing and having athletes separate themselves off of who's working harder, who's more technical. Like you can't even the playing field so much that anyone can do it.
You even the playing field with the iron. I mean, the irons they essentially stay the same. So you can't drive every green.
Yeah, well, that's why they rolled the balls back because people were technology.
They were driving greens.
Yeah,
I've driven 2 greens in my entire life.
Yeah, well, not us, the pros. I'm just saying that they'll never.
I know what you're saying.
They can't make it too advanced because then the swing's gone.
So then, my question still stands: where are we at in 2040?
That's why I said I don't think that much different.
Cooler looking drivers,
and more smoke decals. Honestly, I just really don't think it's going to change much except for maybe the types of metals. And that's really it. Maybe weights, like the customization for your weight, like PXG, you can add those different weights to have your club head weigh different things. Yeah. And I just don't, unless the USGA changes their rules, there's not a lot you really can change other than just having the club at the end of the stick. I think visually they will change as far as like what is cool looking, right? Like I think the stealth looks dumb, but in maybe 5 years that'll be the thing. Every driver has an attachment like that.
Yeah.
Or the AI smoke. Like I know a lot of old school dudes will think that having a decal on your driver, horrendous, but that'll be cool in a couple of years. Like, oh, that looks sick, dude. I want fucking flames on mine.
Imagine if you had what's the word I'm trying to think of? Okay, so just take let's say you cut out a piece of a trampoline in the shape of a driver face, and it's a hollow
work, right?
But just imagine playing with something like that with a bouncy ball on the tee, and you're able to hit 400-yard drives.
You won't be able to hit 400 because the trampoline won't compress the ball. It'll compress the driver.
And that's just an example, but something that would Do you get where I'm coming from though?
Yeah. Just something drastically different.
Because it's like every time a new club comes out, it's like you're going to straighten out your shots this much, or you're going to hit the ball this much farther, or it's like, how much better can the technology get?
I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you, but I truly think that that's the reason companies use those buzzwords that we made fun of.
Yeah.
About a year or so back, when I think it was the Stealth 1 came out, we were making fun of all the terms they use, like the twisted metal Wi-Fi technology driver. It's like
donkey piss infused.
Yeah, honestly.
Whatever.
Yeah, rhino pill infused deal.
Yeah.
I think it's just the same shit with a different word.
Okay.
Like I do think iron technology year to year is more improved than driver technology year to year.
Why do you say that?
Because for the first time in my life, I actually used back-to-back years irons, and we used PXG Gen 5s and Gen 6s. Gen 5s were awesome. The Gen 6s were more awesome.
Yeah.
And before anyone could say, maybe you got fitted, I was fitted. I had the Gen 5s for 2 months, and then I had the Gen 6s right after that. So there was no time for my swing to change.
Yep.
There was no time for me to get taller or fatter.
Yep.
Like, it was the exact same measurements in the exact same type of club. They're both player improvement versions of each generation.
Yep.
And the Gen 6s were better. They felt better. They had more pop. And that was the one and only time in my life where I was like, holy shit, maybe they do get better year to year.
That is a good feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but the driver felt, be honest, PXG, it felt the same. I hit the dang thing the same, maybe a little more consistent.
Yeah.
I don't think, maybe that's a driver technology would just be straighter every time instead of further. Because obviously the USGA doesn't want people hitting balls further.
Correct.
I don't know, man.
Okay. We'll have to wait another 16 years.
Yes.
To see where we're at in 2040.
Oh, what episode will be on then?
Oh, thousands.
1,000.
In other news, huge news if you think about it. Tiger leaving Nike.
This is news to me. What? I thought he left Nike a long time ago, to be honest.
Did you know that?
I actually just heard today.
You guys.
Trevor just told me today.
I thought he left a while ago.
I'm the one who doesn't know what clubbing up and clubbing down refers to.
Yeah, but you're plugged into the golf world.
Tiger, he was with Nike for 27 years. He signed a contract.
Yeah, I thought they dumped him after he had all those mistresses.
Yeah, I think they brought him back. I don't know. I can't remember how that all worked out. But after 27 years, he is no longer part of Nike.
Has he picked a new brand?
He has not, no. But it doesn't seem like any bridges were burned. It doesn't seem like one side had an opinion that the other didn't.
Well, he's just going to start his own thing, right?
Well, he's already got his TW Nike branded stuff. Yep. So whether you take the Nike off or not, I don't know what that looks like. Now, there's been people saying that, well, he swings TaylorMade clubs and TaylorMade wants to get more into merchandise. So he could just be repping TaylorMade.
Okay. Yeah, because I know he doesn't hit Nike balls, but Nike stopped making balls.
Correct. He hits Bridgestones.
Yeah.
So, Nike now is purely apparel. They obviously do shoes and all that, but they're not making.
They haven't done clubs
anymore.
Or balls for like 5-6 years.
Correct. Yeah, I can't remember when they ended, but it's been a few years for sure. So now it's like, does he go with strictly an apparel company, or does he piggyback off of equipment and wear that equipment's apparel? I don't know. Nobody knows yet.
He's going to buy a club brand. He's going to buy a brand.
Why do you think he would do that?
Calling it right now. What day is it? It is January 9th, 2024, the year of our Lord. Tiger Woods is going to buy a club brand.
Is he going to buy a club brand, or is he going to start his own?
He's going to buy one and rebrand it as his own.
Do you think that means less, though, if he just buys an...
No, because it'll be completely rebranded. He'll get into the tech and he'll make it his own club, but he'll have all the facilities and the machinery and the processes to make a club. He's going to buy a club brand. It'll be apparel as well.
I need more info from you.
I can't give you more info.
It's kind of just
It's just a prediction.
It's just a gut feeling.
Yeah, write that down.
Write that down.
Write that
I
down.
mean, you
Tiger
absolutely
Woods.
could be right because there's like it's all a mystery right now.
I'm gonna make put an official time limit within 24 months, 2 years, January 9th, 2026, Tiger Woods, it'll have been announced that Tiger Woods is acquiring an already established golf club company and making it his own.
But would that be tailor-made?
I don't know. We'll see. Could be anything.
Because when does this? Can you look up when his tailor-made deal ends? I can't fully get on board with that. Do I think in his lifetime that he will have his own brand of clubs? Yes. But do I think he's going to buy a company in the next 2 years? And I mean, he's still actively playing golf. He's actively building and designing courses. He's doing the pop stroke thing. He's doing the TGL.
Right. The man is clearly busy, and he's not golfing a ton. What is it? One a month? He said he was going to do
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just finding out now that
I just read you whenever you told me.
I actually think yesterday is when it came out.
Oh, you acted like it's been out for weeks.
Yeah, but it's it's the only thing that you would see on the internet if you have a golf page like we do.
Yeah, I've been busy, man.
You were not busy yesterday.
Yeah, I was organizing the camera room.
Jesus.
It's a fucking disaster in there.
I think in my personal opinion is I think he'll piggyback on a TaylorMade for apparel. And then down the road, I think he will have a strict apparel brand deal as well as a club brand deal.
I think he's done with the brand deals, man. I think the second that TaylorMade deals up, he starts his own club.
Because he obviously doesn't need the money.
No, he doesn't. But he's
so it's more about,
clearly
now
an
it's more about
entrepreneur,
legacy
like you
for
said,
him.
with the TGL, the pop stroke deal, the club design or the course design.
Yep.
He's clearly an entrepreneur that wants to do his own thing. He doesn't need brand recognition, or he doesn't need a brand's paycheck.
If Tiger Woods released his own brand of clubs, I would have a hard time not buying them.
Yeah. Think about it.
But here's the thing. They would be the same as the Kirkland irons.
Yeah.
You would not be able to get your hands on them unless you paid a premium for probably years after release.
Unless Tiger goes the grow the game route and makes them affordable. They would still fly off the shelf. You're right. And we would end up with a Jordan shoe situation.
Yeah.
Where they would get bought off immediately and the resale price would be through the fucking roof.
Yep.
You get the Tiger ones and they would be sold for, we'll use 500 for a nice easy number, $500 for a set of irons. They would get bought and resold for $1,500 in a heartbeat.
For sure. If not more.
Yeah.
First off the line, even more.
Yep.
Did you look up when?
Yep.
It just, I didn't find the contract, but I saw that he's paid $10 million annually from TaylorMade, and CBS Sports put out a report that said that he could deepen his connection with TaylorMade due to. I more so just trust the sources that are in it more than I am. It said, yeah, he could deepen his connection with them, or he could create his own. Essentially,
really?
It seems like those are the two paths.
I mean, I could see as him just creating his own apparel too. Starting there.
That's the first step. He creates his own apparel and then he acquires a club brand in 2 years.
Yeah, you heard it here first. It's great to get it out in the world because if it doesn't happen, who cares? Nobody knows. It's a complete guess. But if it does happen,
it's an educated guess.
What education?
I can't divulge.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't spill my insider secrets.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
I talk to a lot of people. I'm plugged in.
You said you've been busy.
Yeah, talking to people.
Per source.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can wrap the pod up on that.
Yeah, it's been a long one.
Okay. Guys, we'll be back next week. We're going to film another episode tomorrow, pre-Arizona for you, Tyler.
Yeah, we'll have to pre-record because I'm going to be gone, obviously. And then, so in 2 weeks' time, I'll let you know how the nine-some went.
Yeah, we'll get an AZ recap. I'm excited for you. I think the plan. I'm hoping to go to Florida in this next month. So, I mean, I never travel without my golf clubs, whether I'm playing or not, except to Nashville.
Yeah. The last time you went.
The last time I traveled. So I'm going to try and bring the sticks down there and play because I need to get out.
Yep.
I'm now starting to get the itch now that I played a simulator round last week. My sim league round is tomorrow, being Wednesday.
Okay.
So that's the first recorded round that me and little 19-year-old Jack will have.
Yep.
So my main goal there is
I'm playing Noah this week.
Yep. Whoopsies.
You gotta. We used every single one of my shots or scores, so we ended up with a 4 under, which is not gonna cut it, I don't think.
Yeah, this best ball format. There's gonna be some low scores.
Yeah,
especially on the sim.
Yeah.
All right, guys. AZ recap in 2 weeks. We'll be back next week. Maybe Tiger will have his own club line by then.
No, in 2 years.
2 years.
2
Okay.
years.
Love you all.
Love you.
You piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now.